Hi everybody. I'm going to do a little parenting series, a few short videos that you can find on my YouTube channel. If you just Google Nicole Wilton on YouTube, you'll find me, and you can look for the parenting videos. There's a lot of lessons on there as well, but you don't have to look at all of those. Just look for this. I will title them parenting sessions. Usually, a big part of Book 1 training with parents is teaching the parent about how to practice at home, which directly ties into how you're parenting at home. And over my almost 30 years now of teaching, and hundreds of kids and hundreds of families, not only in my private studio, but at music classes and at the program, at the music program that I own and run, I'm always noticing things and evaluating them and wanting to help people do the best job they can, because ultimately that is what you want to do, is raise your children well, and doing piano lessons will make things come to the surface and probably stress you and push you and your child in ways you aren't used to, and frankly, it's one of the best ways of learning about yourself as you're doing this. So my first tip today we'll just talk about is the words that you use and the things that you say in front of your children, to your children, about them. And in my opinion, parents these days say way too much. We talk way too much. We give them too much information. We make too many excuses for them. We judge them and label them before they even maybe need it or deserve it, or we just do it in front of them a lot. I see a lot of parents just saying things in front of their child like, well, he or she doesn't do this well, or my other child does this really well, but this one doesn't do this very well, and I really have to work on this. And you saying it in front of your children really makes it a reality, whether it is or it isn't. They hear that and then they do it. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And whatever we say words are huge, words are powerful. So be really aware of those things. Don't make so many excuses for them. Whether they're, you saying they had a bad day, they had a busy day, they had a tired day, they're hungry, whatever. Just expect the best from them at every moment that you're working with them. At the piano, they will push you, and you need to be really strong, and you need to know how to persevere. You want to teach them that. To me, I'm doing a parent talk actually very soon with a bunch of teachers out of Saskatoon, and we're doing the whole talk they've asked me to do is about tenacity and grit. Grit's my favorite word. I think if you raise your children to have grit and tenacity, they are going to do well in life. Quit worrying about them being happy. Happiness comes from all the things we do well. Happiness comes from being true to yourself, being honest, hardworking people. Happiness also is fleeting. It can be here and then it cannot be here, and we have to be able to deal with those things. Life is very up and down, like practicing. It's up and down, good and bad. So you can't have all the good, happy days. That's impossible. And children need to learn that. They need to know we're doing this anyway, even though today's a tough day or a bad day, or you're not happy with me today, we're doing it. And you come to piano lesson and we're doing it, and you're doing your best, and you're going to give your best for Miss Nicole, and you're going to give your best for me. Expect it. I expect it when they come in, and I don't make excuses for them or for myself. I expect us to do our work when we're here, and really almost all of the students will meet me there. They will rise to that challenge because they know I expect it. If I came into lessons every day, or whenever I had a bad day or something's going on in my life, and I brought it to the lesson, you wouldn't appreciate that, and neither would they. So everything needs to get left out of the studio environment and at home. This is our practice time. Carve it out, make it special, no excuses. And you will be surprised when you stop listening to the crying, pouting, whatever. Stop listening. Be clear. You may not speak to me that way. We are doing our piano practice. So here we go. And it takes some students longer to sort of go, okay, mom's serious, dad's serious, I have to do this. But they get it. If you aren't strong about it, if you're not strong at home as a parent, if they're running the show, you will be in a lot of trouble. And I don't mean just for piano, and I don't mean just when they're young, but as they grow up, if they're in control and know that they have you in the palm of their hand and that you're going to succumb to the pressure of their attitude, you will have a lot of stress. And that's from my parenting experience with my own children. They're all grown now. Basically, my older two are 28, 26, and then 16-year-old. But the older ones, they pushed the limits a lot, and I had to be extremely strong. I could not be their friends. You cannot be your children's friend. When they're older, yeah, that's a perk to it later on, and I can say that with my older girls now. We're more friends, but I'm still their mom. And my kids, older two kids, didn't have their father. He passed away when they were really young. I know some of you know that, some of you don't. It would have been very easy for me to be a wishy-washy parent, to let lots of things go by because, oh, those poor girls didn't have their dad. That would be a mentality that a lot of people would have accepted, and I did not. My kids had to still be brought up and trained the way that I think children should be, and that's that someone needs to be in charge, and they need to know that from a young age. Doesn't mean that things went well and perfectly, and I certainly did lots of things wrong, but that was forefront in my mind, and they have grown into beautiful, loving, caring, smart, capable women who work and went to university themselves, put themselves through school. I did not pay for that. I did not make things easy for them, and I think that's a key to parenting as well, is stop making things easy for them. That's just not reality. It's just really not reality, and you don't want them to grow up thinking that. And I'm worried about some of this generation and the next generation. If they think things are going to be easy and someone's always going to bail them out, they're going to have a tough go. And when I talk to people who are business owners like myself, other people say the same thing, that we can't find good workers. You can't find people now who are willing to put in the time and the hard work and the discipline that it requires to start a new career or even just do a simple job. So I think it's a serious issue, and I think it all comes from parenting and how we raise our children. So I hope that this gives you a little food for thought, and feel free to comment or get back to me in email if you have questions or comments about that. And we will keep talking about some of the parenting tips and tricks I can recommend for you as you're practicing.